Hey everyone, Shadowwraith back again, this time with a quick guide for the double loot Nightfall Fallen Saber. We're going to be running Void Bottom Tree Warlock, Attunement of Hunger for Devour. Then we have Succession Sniper Rifle for long range damage, Riskrunner because there's a ton of Fallen Arc here, and Falling Guillotine for high DPS. Then we also have Passive Guard for survivability, Anti-Barrier Sniper Rifle, and Overload SMG for the champions. Jumping over to armor mods, we're going to be running Swift Charge for Charge with Light on SMG kills, Shield Break Charge, Double Solar Damage Resist and Taking Charge, Supercharged, and Protective Light. And I'll talk a little bit about why we're running those particular mods, but this guide was requested by one of my viewers, Jonathan. So if you have other things that you would like me to post, feel free to drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to get something out. So thanks, Jonathan, for requesting this. This week has double loot, so it's a good way to farm exotics and masterworking materials. If you're running this with a Fireteam, you can probably do it in under 10 minutes. This took me about 15 minutes to run solo, but I am above light. So if you're at light or under light, definitely try to grab a Fireteam. If you want a guide for Master, check out Esoteric because he does pretty much the same thing on Master difficulty. I'm not a high enough light level that I want to try that right now, but his video is amazing. The strat that I'm using during this video is definitely usable for more than solo runs. You could just have one person in the Fireteam run this build, or multiple of you using Riskrunner. You'll be able to carve through stuff pretty fast. And then first quick tip, you can actually shoot these turrets off of the ships. I'm actually not doing that because I like the extra arc damage to make sure I'm always getting my Riskrunner chain lightning going. And so the first wave will drop down, it'll be all red bars. Then the next wave will be some resilient dregs. And then the third wave is the one that gets really annoying. So this is why we're running double solar resist. There are these resilient marauders who drop down, they're invisible, and they have these solar shotguns that will absolutely destroy you. So running double solar resist is huge here because one of the strike modifiers is that incoming solar damage is increased. So because they're invisible, they can sneak up behind you and then just instantly kill you. And then, like I mentioned, we're going to be running Overload SMG, so we use that to hit the Overload champions, and then the sword to finish them off. And then because we're running Devour, anytime we get a kill, we get health back. So here's an example of a Marauder. He's invisible, really hard to track, and they run really fast. Once we get them down, though, we're okay. So that's the first ship. Once you hit around 45%, the ships will rotate around and then drop out more adds. And this time there are going to be a lot of snipers and a arc shielded captain. And then at the end, there will also be a barrier servitor. So for the barrier servitor, generally I try to kill as many adds as I can before the servitor starts shielding them. Once the servitor gets close, I drop a Nova Bomb on him. And then try to make sure you have Devour up through this because you can get killed really fast trying to sword him. You can see there I was able to kill him quickly, switch to sniper to kill his barrier, and then finish him off with a sword. Once you finish off the rest of these adds, the ship will rotate back around to the front again, and it will drop another Overload champion and a bunch more little red bars. So I stand back in the front, reproc Devour, and go to town again. Be careful of this servitor, it can get in the way of things, so I try to kill the Overload champion first. If you take too long to capture this point, it'll drop another barrier servitor as well. So as much as you can, try to stay inside here, and then drop a rift after you kill that guy, because this is where all the marauders start spawning again, and they will absolutely shred you with their solar shotguns. And you can see here, even in my rift, I'm taking some serious damage. Once you finish capping, everything will despawn, so try to make sure you kill all champions before you finish capping that. Otherwise, if a champion despawns, I don't know if it's actually going to give you platinum rewards at the end. Not 100% sure, but keep that in mind. Head into the Rasputin bunker. And then this next area, you can take this kind of three different ways. Either you can sit back here and kill everything from far away, which is safer. I prefer this right side actually, because it gives me an overlook of the room. It can get chaotic up here, but I feel like I can consistently keep Riskrunner going. The other alternative is to go to the left side because there's a little bit more cover, like back in that hallway there. That's where the Marauders come from, and they're by far the highest risk enemy here. So if you want to go over there, you can take them out with a sword as they're spawning, and that works too. Here's a perfect example, right? They start coming from all directions, and even through Devour are almost able to kill me, which is why we're running Protective Light. So in those situations, when my shield goes down, I get significant damage resistance. If Devour procs, boom, now I have a ton of health plus that damage resistance. And having so many stacks of Charge with Light gives me quite a bit of time under Protective Light. So it's a lot safer. If you're feeling super confident, you could run Lucent Blade instead of Protective Light. That's what Esoteric does, but I'm not Esoteric, unfortunately, so I'm running Protective Light. I take out that first Servitor, and then I take out the Overload Champions. If you try to kill the Overload Champion first, it can cause a problem because the Servitor can shield them while you're trying to hit them. And then once you open this, I actually head back to the other side of the room because some snipers will spawn here, and it's a lot easier to kill them from close range than to have them sniping at you across the room. So you pop the fuse, proc Devour, kill these exploders before they get too close, and the snipers will spawn behind you. There we go. Got Riskrunner, got Protective Light, take out the snipers, drop a Rift for extra safety, and then a ton of Marauders spawn here. I think at least 4, maybe 5, and they go through the center. So this is why I came to this side of the room, because if you have them shooting at you plus the snipers, it's very easy to die there as well. Jump into the vent, drop down. This next part is a pain, and I died quite a few times trying to find a good way to get through it. So this is probably the best way that I've seen. Obviously, avoid the lightning, drop back and forth, and then take out the 2 snipers at the end. And then as soon as you pick up this orb, more shanks are going to start spawning. So grab it, and then what I do is you can double jump while you're holding this. So you can double jump to move a little faster. I go into this first area, kill this explodey shank on the right side first, and then on the left side, and then I go all the way back to the entrance door, letting Protective Light kind of carry me there, and then reproc Devour, drop the orb back here, take out the extra stuff, grab the orb again. As soon as you kill the exploder shank on the other side, you have time to dunk before the next one spawns, and then as soon as you dunk, they all fly away and they won't blow you up anymore. So you can try that out if you have a different method. By all means, use that too. But this worked for me. Into the next room, do the exact same thing. Wait for them to start shooting you, proc Devour, and then go to town with Riskrunner. This gun is so much fun in this strike. I really like the amount of ads here. Actually, there's just a ton of stuff going on, and when you're running Devour, you just kind of feel like a superhero carving through everything. There will be explodey shanks coming out here. Try to kill them before you try to sword this guy, because if you're swording this champion and they come out, you're likely to sword them and then you die. And then I save my Nova Bomb for this barrier champion, toss it down. That'll kill the stuff he's shielding, actually. And it makes him pop the shield, and then you can finish him off with your sniper rifle. And then you do Riskrunner things to the rest of the ads. Grab the last orb. All right, this next area, there will be 3 different champions. The first one you want to take out is this barrier champion. So I try to kill him from here. You have to kind of make him look at you so that you can hit the crit. And it's pretty safe to kill him from here. He'll shield, pop a couple extra shots. For whatever reason, their crit spot is really weird when they're stunned like that. And then he floats behind the pillar, so I actually have to charge to make sure he doesn't get his shield back up and recover all the health. So this is a little bit dangerous. As soon as I get his shield down, reproc Devour, and then use Riskrunner to start clearing out the rest of the ads. If you leave him up and you try to kill the ads, he shields so many of them that it's just a pain to try to kill stuff, and you'll be getting shot by immune ads. and that's a very easy way to die in the strike. And then one overload is out here. The second one spawns partway through. So take out this guy. Again, solar resist really helps against these guys too. Finish off second champion. Grab a little bit more primary ammo to make sure I have more than a single clip. And proceed into the boss room. This boss fight actually is not bad once you understand like the mechanics of it. The room is big enough that you can kind of traverse around, and there's a couple different, I would say, sort of cheese spots where you can stand and be safe. So I always start off on the left side. There will be two of the servitors that spawn with void shields. Take them down. Then a couple shanks will also spawn on each side. Run to the other side to hit the other servitor. Finish him off, and then you just finish off these little shanks. All right, so the first safe area is behind this, this little floor ramp thing. The boss will spawn here in the center, and you have to shoot these little orange orb fan things on the side. And then you can just stand behind this, and as long as you're partially behind cover, he can't use his like solar charge up sniper on you. But the shanks can still damage you, which will give you the arc chain lightning for Riskrunner. So this is a great spot to just kind of sit. You can kill all these ads if you need more ammo. You can keep Devour proc from here, and you can just unload damage into the boss. So I alternate back and forth between Riskrunner to keep Devour procced and to get more ammo drops, and Sniper. I've got one with Reconstruction, so it auto loads while it's holstered or when you're firing it, so it's really nice because I can just swap back and forth. All right, at the end of first damage phase, you'll have two servitors spawn in the middle. If you want to play this conservatively, you can shoot at them from behind. I almost fall down into this pit. Fortunately, I got stuck right on the edge. As long as you keep moving, he shouldn't snipe you too much while you're doing that. So it's fairly safe as long as you've got Devour running to jump out there with a sword. Then again, I just return back to the same spot and hang out behind this little ramp while damaging him. Again, stand in the middle, hope a shank will shoot me, and unload some chain lightning shots. So there you can see I peeked out a little bit too much, and he actually did hit me with his solar sniper. All right, he is almost to damage gate. I just need them to hit me a little bit more. Reproc Devour, because as soon as he hits the damage gate, a bunch more ads will spawn. And then in this damage phase, or actually this is the immune phase, you'll have two exploders spawn. Definitely try to hit them as soon as they pop up, because that's probably the most dangerous thing in the room. And then you'll have these snipers spawn up at the top, which are generally a big problem, but they're not nearly as big of a problem if you're running Riskrunner, because they do so little damage once you have that set. They can still clearly damage you, as you saw there, but not nearly as bad. Take out the one servitor that spawns in the center, and that will take you to third damage phase. In this one, you'll have exploders spawning, but it takes them a little while, so you can actually drop a rift or well or something in the center and use your sword to get some quick damage in. In this case, I didn't do a great job because my sword kept missing, but getting the extra damage now is great. As soon as the exploders start coming out, start running, because if you get surrounded, you'll just instantly get killed. Reproc Devour. The room is big enough that you can run around it. Just be cognizant. The boss in this phase has his little void machine guns, and those will melt you if you are not either right underneath him trying to sword him or far away behind cover. So keep an eye out for those. The safest spot during this damage phase is over here on the right side of the room behind these giant ramps. You can snipe him from here, and then you just have to watch out for the exploders sneaking up on you, which can happen. Just try to listen for their noises. And then actually killing that exploder got him to the damage gate. And then he turns into just a rampaging electric spark thing. So right there, you can see an exploder snuck up on me. Fortunately, Sheltered by the Void plus my super kept me alive there. And then now I've got Devour running. A safe spot during this fight that I got from Esoteric's video is actually right here in this little corner. Apparently, if you sit here, he can't hurt you, so try it out. And then you also have snipers up at the top, so keep an eye out for them. But that's the overall run. Just under 15 minutes solo. Not too bad for the 1300. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did and would like to help support the channel, would really appreciate the like and the subscribe. Thanks for watching, and catch y'all next time.